Hello, my hungry friends. I know I'm not Anna. She's sick, but I'm still hungry. So today we're making beef stew, goulash, by her recipe. Not mine, because I don't know what I'm doing. Hello, interwebs. My name's Mark, and I'm with Polish Your Kitchen. Now, normally you see my wife, Anna, up here cooking every Monday a wonderful meal for you guys to learn how to make wonderful Polish food. But she's sicker than a dog, and she can't cook. So let's face it, I still need to eat. So today I'm going to be making a Polish staple of beefy goodness called goulash. Now, I have said before on this channel when we on Fridays go out for dining out that beef is not necessarily Poland's strong suit. So what they do with it is they make a lot of stews with it, and goulash is a perfect thing to do with beef here in Poland. So let's just get into what we're going to make today. So what is goulash, you might ask? Well, goulash is a beef-based stew, okay? I don't know the history of it. I'm sure my lovely wife does, but I do not. So if you want to know what it is, click on www.google.com and Google where does this come from, because I don't know. I'm just hungry and I want to eat. So right here I have 500 grams or about a poundish of stew beef. Now you can use chuck if you just want to buy chuck beef and cut it up yourself, or you can go to the grocery store and you can get your own the pre-packaged beef in stewy chunks of goodness. Now if you buy your own, cut it into whatever, I have about not even an inch by an inch cubes here cut, but make it to your preference. Along with that we have a pickle, we have 1 medium onion, 3 carrots, a half a teaspoon of salt, 3 bay leaves, 4 to 6 allspice berries, and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, somewhere around there of peppercorns whole. I have a half a cup of cold water, 3 tablespoons of flour. I have a liter of beef broth. Now you can use chicken broth if you like. I enjoy the liquid bovine. So I have that, salt, pepper, beer, and a meat hammer. So let's get started. Now listen, I'm not a chef. I'm not a cook. I don't claim to be. So if I can do this, then any of you guys out there can. So let's hope this doesn't become a dumpster fire, but as long as you stick with me, we'll get this done. All right, now, also I'm cheating me cheater pants because I have the recipe open on my lovely tablet over here. So the first thing they said to do was chop up the beef, which I did. So yay me. Next, we're gonna turn it on to some medium heatnesses. Yeah, it looks about medium. In a medium saucepan. We're gonna add some oil, a couple tablespoons, a couple glugs, pitch it on in there. Now that we have that lubricant, little internal lubricant, very nice. We're gonna let that warm up. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna brown this beef. You don't have to worry about getting it completely cooked through because this is gonna simmer for about 40 minutes and soften all that meat and that connective tissue that comes in chuck. Now, a lot of people are gonna ask you, hey Mark, can you use something other than beef? Well, yeah. Oh, the sweet baby. Yes, you can. You can use something else. Can you use chicken? Sure, if you want to. Can you use buffalo? Yeah. You got some deer in the freezer? Chop it up, put it in here. Can you use tofu? If you're a vegetableist and you want to use tofu, you can, but you can also keep your pants up instead of with suspenders with a staple gun and some adhesive, but I don't recommend doing it. So while that's browning, you're also going to throw in your salt, bay leaf, allspice, and peppercorns into the mix. Yeah, you are. And we're going to stir that around until it gets all browny and delicious. Now, I had to check the recipe. I love cow. This is starting to brown really nicely. Now remember, like I said, you don't have to worry about getting this cooked all the way through right now. You're just trying to get it browned. Now, as an experienced cook, probably would have used a wider pan so that I could absorb more of the vapораges could have come off here and I could have gotten a better brown on this. But hey, like I said, I run a grill. I don't run this. This summer we'll do some grilling. So in the meantime, what we're gonna do is we're gonna dice up this onion. I like a fat dice because I want to taste all that wonderful oniony goodness. Boop. Now, if you want a finer dice, hey, good on you. Get some. I like chunkiness. So I'm gonna get this all chunked up here, and it's gonna go in the pot, most of it, and we're gonna let that get a little sauteed action on there. Keep stirring just until they saute down just a little bit. Because remember, I'm trying to get a little bit of caramelization. I would move the camera, but I'm solo, guys. I'm all by myself. But you know what a brown onion looks like, or an onion that's got some brown edges on it. If you don't, Google, like I said, www.google.com will show you exactly what a sauteed onion looks like. This is going to be really intriguing to watch, isn't it? All right, well, I'm doing my best. I can't help it. Okay, now, what we're also going to be doing while we get that browning is you're going to take your 3 carrots and you're simply going to slice them to a thickness, probably about a 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch, somewhere around there, whatever you like. Millimeter, 2 millimeter, jeez Louise, whatever you want. Just get them cut. Try to keep them even so that way they cook evenly. Carrots, holy wow, like to roll around, I guess. Yeah, there are people out there going right now, why are you even doing this, bro? Well, I got nothing else to do, so I'll do this. Holy wow. And through the joys of editing, this might actually look like something. I don't know. Oh, the sicko got out of bed to come and inspect what I'm doing.
Checking if you're doing it wrong.
I'm probably doing it wrong because I keep on paying attention to cutting things instead of what's going on over here. So it might be an absolute disaster, but you know, what are you gonna do?
You're a very sexy chef.
Thank you, my love. I appreciate that. Anything for you, darling. I will embarrass myself on the YouTubes for you and you alone. Now these carrots we're gonna put aside on my little tiny cutting board. Hey, when it comes to cutting boards, size doesn't matter, like many other things in life. But genuinely it doesn't. So now that we got these sauteed down a little bit, what we're gonna do is we're gonna add your 1 liter of liquid bovine or vegetable broth or chicken broth or whatever it is that you want to use. You go ahead and use that. These were to salt and pepper the beef when you start sauteing them. So hopefully you watch the video, then do salt and pepper the beef. All right, well, there we go. Don't have to worry about that anymore. And the last things I will prep are the pickle. Now, what's the pickle for? The pickle's for eating. What you're gonna do with it is you're gonna slice it into some spears, or however it is that you like to do it. I'm not judging. And then this is served alongside. Now, goulash is traditionally served with a buckwheat or bulgur, or is that the same thing? I don't know. But I don't particularly care for it as much as my lovely wife. So today I will be serving my version of this with potatoes. So, meat hammer. What we're gonna do this. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna let this go ahead and simmer. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna bring this to a boil, and then we're gonna lower it down to a simmer for about 40 minutes and let all that magic happen to break down those connective tissues and the fats and the things that are inside that beef, and then combined with the flavors with the allspice and the what else is in there? Pepper and the bay leaf and all that gloriness in there. Now be careful adding any salt if you do to this at this point, because beyond this, because the broth that you're using already has salt in it. Unless you made your own beef broth or chicken broth, then you know how much salt content is in there. So just be careful with that. So we're gonna let that go for about 40 minutes. I'm going to have a beer and we'll see you in a minute. All right, well, this has been simmering for about 40 minutes now, and I will tell you that it smells really good in here. Now, the next thing we're gonna do is super simple. Just gonna take these wonderful carrots that we choppered it up, and we're gonna put them into the delightfulness that is the goulash. Maybe get a little swirly, stirry, stirry. And we're going to cover that back up and let it go for another 15 minutes or so. Because they gotta soften the carrots now. Because if you added them way before, they'd just be, anyway. Just 15 more minutes and then we'll do some more stuff. Okay, so 15 minutes has passed and our carrots are deliciously yummy. Oh my goodness, I have that much spicier than what I told you guys to do. Stop it. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna thicken this bad boy up, because you can't see it, and I'm not about to move all the cameras around because it's just too much. But see, it's very watery. Okay, it's not a thick stew-like thing yet. So what you're gonna do is half a cup of water. I have mine in a little mason jar here. Now here's a trick from Uncle Marky. I don't know if you want to do it this way. I'm probably a moron, but I take one of these corn, put it on the end of the corn on the cob things. I put it in there, and I put in, these are the 3 tablespoons of flour we had earlier, all-purpose flour, and then you give it a little, see, and then it stirs it up, and it's guaranteed lump-free. Take that to the bank. All right, so now, don't take it, no, anyway. Okay. Little cocky. Continue to shake until it's lump-free. That's what I meant to say. Let's hope Anna feels better really soon, because this isn't going my way at all. All right, let's try this again. Yeah, we're pretty good. So, fish out the thingy, yeah, and a little bit of residue. Just don't. It's fine. It's fine. And dump that sucker on in there. Okay. Now, give it a swirly, swirly. Bring it to boil. And then what's going to happen is you bring it to a boil, that flour will help us thicken this up a bit. Now, it's not going to be like super thick. You know what I mean? It's not going to be like pancake batter thick. It'll be a nice stew thickness. So we're going to let this come to a boil, and then we'll plate it. Okay, so now, time to serve. What we're gonna do is I have some boiled potatoes here. Like I said, my wife always says to use kasha or bulgur. I prefer this. So, I'm gonna take me a nice ladle full of beef and this wonderful stew. See, now it's thicker. I don't know if you can see it or not. I will bring it around to the camera so you can see, but it is thicker. Take this off of here. Get some nice carrots up top here. Yeah. Okay, so I have all these microphones attached. So I don't know if you can see this or not, but it's a wonderful stewy deliciousness. Last thing to do, give her a taste. Oh yeah, and a pickle. Gotta have a pickle with it. I want to see this first. We have a piece of carrot, a piece of potato. This is gonna be like lava. I can already tell. And a piece of beef. I did it. So the beef is nice and tender. All that connective tissue broke down. There's a sweetness from the carrots that's wonderful. The allspice and the pepper came together with that bay leaf and really made it something. And like I said, the potatoes to me are the perfect thing to go along with this. And then the pickle, a little sour, kwaśne, as they say in Polish, cuts through the richness of the beef stew. So there you go. Simple thing. That's all you need. A beer, a meat hammer, some ingredients, and you can make Polish food. Now the meat hammer is just so you can be kitchen Thor. I don't know. Anyway, if you tolerated this video, thank you very much. Please come back again and follow us on YouTube at Polish Your Kitchen, Instagram at Polish Your Kitchen, www.polishyourkitchen.com to see more of my wife cooking, and then us together out once she's feeling better and the world stops burning completely. Go on to the merch store at www.polishyourkitchen.com and you can get a wonderful apron like this. There's hats on there and mugs and all kinds of wonderful things. Go ahead and search it out. Now, if you have a different variation of this goulash soup, let us know what you do differently, what your grandma did differently, or what you've seen differently. I hope you liked it. Smacznego.